afternoon, Team Breaker! These people are not, this is not a good scenario right here. I'm gonna go for it though. Hello, I'm moving my car a little bit further out this way, and now, booyah, look at that. All you gotta do is take it slow like the turtle. Turtle stance. Udier approved. So, but God damn it. So I turned my radio on today. This is all I know about the news. It's cold and the presidential debate is tomorrow, which I could care less for, but I'm probably gonna watch. I don't wanna watch the debate, because we'll watch it live on YouTube, obviously, because YouTube's the shit. But I don't want to watch it for like the talking points, like, well, I think this, and well, I don't think that. I think this. Oh, fuck all that. I just want to see if they fucking zing each other. Like Obama will be like, well, Mitt, we're not all faggots, bazing, or Mitt will be like, well, you know, Barack, we're not all black, bazing, or whatever. I don't know. Those aren't real jokes. Don't watch the debate expecting that to happen and tell your friends, "Who's Dante said he was gonna tell them about black people." That's not what's going on. There was patch notes the other day in Guild Wars 2, and there was this one thing they put in the patch notes, and they said that there is this debuff that you get when you run dungeons. If you are speed clearing dungeons, it's called the Speed Clear Dungeon Debuff. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, or if that's just what they named it to sort of get the idea across that it is in fact the debuff that happens when you are speed clearing dungeons. This is the thing that causes diminishing returns when running dungeons. And it's kind of gay, and here's why, in my opinion. Say you have 4 of your friends and you are very proficient running dungeons. You know Ascalon Catacombs like the back of your hand. Your team is very synergized, you work very well together, that kind of shit. And then you just run the dungeon just a little too fast one day, and boom, now you've hit the speed clearing debuff, which will now diminish the loot that you get and diminish your token returns for each dungeon, or for each dungeon boss, or every chest you loot, or whatever. So my suggested solution, which I think ArenaNet is gonna do, I don't think they're dumb, is to fix the dungeons. Don't punish the players, fix the dungeons. Like Citadel of Flame, they've talked about how they're fixing it, or they have fixed it so that you can't just like speed run through dungeons and shit like that. Ara too has this problem where there's like 1 or 2 wings of Ara explorable where you can just like go in, get out, go in, get out. And then there's been talk about how it's when you do the same wing over and over again. But if you go into different wings, then it doesn't diminish the loot return. But in the patch notes, it's all about speed. So it's very confusing. I don't like it. And there's another thing that's in the game that I don't like. And these are like hard-hitting fucking things that I hate. I've honestly been playing more Torchlight 2 this last week than Guild Wars 2. I am a little behind on farming for my legendary because I just don't want to put up with it. I've noticed 2 things that I don't like. One, the dungeon diminishing return, which is bullshit, because when you're farming for Ascalon tiers, you fucking can't, because of diminishing returns. 2, there is this, and the reason I hate this most is because there is no obvious debuff thing. There's no confirmation from ArenaNet saying this is what happens. But I'm just telling you, this is what fucking happens. After about an hour and a half to 2 hours of farming any karma routine that you're doing, especially the trifecta 3 waypoint Trinity spot or whatever you want to call it, you'll begin to get absolutely no loot whatsoever, just none. You'll get, and when I say loot, I mean you'll get like loot, but you'll get grays, and nobody wants grays. People want blues and greens. That's how we make our money in this game. You know what I mean? And I don't know if this is in the game for the sake of keeping people from farming a lot of money and having more money than other people. But if that's the decision as to why it's in, it needs to not. That needs to be a different reason. Because seriously, if I'm playing the game if I'm playing the fucking game and I want to farm for my legendary and I also want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone at the same time as make money so that I can buy things like ectoplasms and lodestones, which cost a lot of money, then why can't I do that? I can't fucking do that. When I learned that farming karma was basically all I could do is farm the karma, I was like, well, fuck that. How am I gonna make money at the same time? I mean, you can't for the first 2 hours. You'll maybe make 2 gold, but after that, you're capped. So you might as well only play for 2 fucking hours a day. And with that kind of language, this might as well be a Korean game where they keep you from playing many, many hours at a time because they're afraid you're gonna fucking die of starvation and dehydration and shit. I'm a fucking adult. I can play the game. What the fuck? It's so stupid. I'm responsible enough to. And then why put something in the game that makes you have to grind, but then make grinding it it's just infinitely harder with this diminishing returns shit. Like, the more you grind, the harder it gets. You might as well wait till tomorrow. On top of that, the badges. Okay, badges of honor are the fucking dumbest thing in this whole game. You only get 1 badge, maybe 2 if you kill a player. When you kill that player, the game says you get loot off of that player, meaning you get a little bag that falls on the ground and you can loot from that bag. Now, first of all, you have to be given loot from killing the player, which means the game has to ping that you killed that player or you took part in killing that player. Then it has to ping that you get the loot. So first you have to be pinged that you killed it or took part in. Then from there, the game goes, do you get loot? Yes, you do. Then you have to not only get the bag, but then inside there has to be a badge of honor. Inside of every single one of these fucking bags, there is not a badge of honor. That's like playing World of Warcraft PvP and not getting honor all the time for winning or killing or taking part in assisting the deaths or capping flags or returning flags. Like, well, you only get it some of the time. After we realize if you actually touch the flag, then we'll give you the bag. And inside the bag, there is going to be loot, but not always a badge of honor, which is bullshit. I hate that. But the good news is now the weekend is over and the month is over. So now you don't have all these fucking rabid people running around in World versus World trying to kill each other. Now I can maybe do the jumping puzzles without being bothered. Except for the Eternal Battlegrounds jumping puzzle, which is a complete fucking waste of time. Because people say you get 15. It's not consistent. I got 4 badges. 4! That's one of the hardest jumping puzzles, if not the hardest jumping puzzle in the whole game. And it's in a PvP place where you have to control a capital, like you have to control like a fucking castle, excuse me, and then you get to go in. But then, well, you probably don't have to control a castle because other players can go in there too. And there's traps, and other players can fuck you. And there's just like mechanics set up where it's inconvenient if you're just trying to do the jumping puzzle. You have no choice but to put up with asinine people playing this fucking game, trying to troll you, which is fine. I'm all fine, and it's fine to fuck with people while they're trying to complete their jumping puzzle. But a lot of the time in the other areas of the map, like the Borderlands jumping puzzles, they leave you alone because everybody wants to get their jumping puzzle done. On top of that, there's a 24-hour lockout after you do any of this shit. Not like in WoW. How much time do I have? Not like in World of Warcraft, where every night at like 4 a.m., the lockout will reset. It's literally 24 hours. So say you come home late and you do something at midnight. You can't do shit until midnight the next day, which means you'll go an entire fucking day without playing the game and you won't get to do anything till the next day. That's not a daily. That's a fucking inconvenient skip a day because we think you're too inappropriate or you're not responsible enough. Please take a break from our game under the fucking underbelly debuff. I don't have time. Stupid shit like this is making me mad with Guild Wars 2. Don't get me wrong, a majority of the game I fucking love. Fucking love it. But like things like this, you cannot do shit like this in your MMO when World of Warcraft's Panda expansion is on its way out, which came and went, now it's out. You can't do that because this gets people to maybe quit your game. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I gotta let you go. Thanks for watching. Much of a rant. Click like before you leave. Share it on Facebook with your friends. Don't forget about junk and stuff. And get crit! Team